everybody, and welcome to another episode of This Fat Girl Life with your host, the original fat girl, Kimberly Pleacha. I am super excited for today's guest, but before we get started, I have just a couple quick announcements. So, if you have been following me for a minute and you've been on my Facebook group, you know for a while I was doing those daily dose videos, that little bit of inspiration and encouragement to get you through the day. Well, guess what? It is back with a new name, Spark Sips. A little spark of inspiration while you're sipping your coffee, wine, whatever you want to sip. So make sure that you are part of the This Fat Girl Life group on Facebook so that you can get your spark sip on the daily. It's also going to be on Instagram and it's on TikTok. Also, I have had a couple new releases just this week. My Etsy store launched, so you can get your official This Fat Girl Life merch. There are tons of different options. And this is the thing that I am most proud of. It does not matter what size you get, the price is the same. So if you buy an extra small, if you buy a 5X, you are paying the same price. I do not believe in raising prices for extended sizes. I personally think that is ridiculous. So I will not do it. All designs go up to a minimum of a 2X, but a lot of my designs, my sweatshirts and my t-shirts go up to a 5X. So I made sure that there is something for all my girls. I'm trying to get even more extended sizes because I would like it to go up to an 8X. Have to find a distributor that will go from that 6X, 7X, 8X, but I am working on it. So you've got that. And I just launched my newest journal for those who have ever felt like the black sheep of their family. You can now get The Authentic Black Sheep, a journal for self-discovery on Amazon. So let's get into today's show. You know, this show is donor sponsored. If you would like to help sponsor this show or any other broadcasts that I do, make sure that you go over to buymeacoffee.com/this fat girl life. Y'all already know your girl loves her coffee. And if you want to help keep me caffeinated, you want to help keep me busy, keep me doing what I'm doing, go over to buymeacoffee.com/this fat girl life. Now, let's get into why we are here. I am so excited to introduce Miss Neka Johnson. Hello, Neka.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am blessed today. And how about yourself?
I am feeling very blessed. So far today, I'm not having to put on oxygen. My levels are good today, so yay.
That's always
And
a blessing.
I am really focusing on self care today, which is perfect since that is the topic of our show.
Yes, that is a very good topic.
But
Something that
go ahead.
and something that I personally have loved, what I love to do, and what I have learned to start doing.
And that is key. But before we get into that, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
I am born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. I am a mother of a beautiful teenage daughter. I am a blogger, confidence coach, travel agent, accountability coach, in the training to be a life coach, and mostly I am a plus size model.
So you have just as many irons in the fire as I do. We
Yes,
both have
yes, I
like
do.
20 different directions that our brand does.
Yes,
And when you have that many irons in the fire, it becomes really hard to prioritize self-care. My
Yes,
cat is
because
joining us,
yes,
obviously.
and when I another thing I do is I'm a mental health advocate. So I think self care and mental health go hand in hand.
I would completely agree with you.
Yes,
Completely. I
yeah,
deal with depression.
I do as well. Yeah.
And one thing that I've really noticed, especially when you are, because with depression, you have ups and downs.
Hmm.
When you are in that down period, thinking about self care is so difficult because when you are dealing with depression, or even when you are dealing with 20 different irons in the fire, self care is not the priority. You are worrying about deadlines, you are worrying about making sure that you are meeting the bare minimum of
Hmm.
what you need to do. You are looking at
Yeah.
50 different to-do lists
Hmm.
and trying to get it all handled. Me personally, I not only have this podcast, I have 3 other podcasts.
Yes.
I'm working on journals, and I have 3 different direct sales companies that I work with
Hmm.
on
Yeah.
top of what I do. Trying to handle the social media alone
Hmm.
is a daunting task.
It's a lot, and a lot of times we as women, we find ourselves, we'll put ourselves on hold
Mhm.
and not even put us on our own to-do list, and we'll do things for everybody else and not us, and then we get burnt out and we're trying to figure out, why, what can I do to change things up, what can I do to spruce myself up, because you get into this routine every single day.
Mhm.
You get up, get your kids off to school, get yourself to work, come home, cook dinner, laundry, homework, and then you go to bed,
Mhm.
and you lose yourself. And the key is to not lose yourself, because that's when the depression kicks in, especially around, it's the holidays are coming, people get into a habit, a lot of people are alone, they get into a habit, they're like, what can I do? And there's several things that you can do, to spruce yourself up. You know, a lot of times if you don't want to hang with family, take a trip. You can always, if you can't afford to go to somewhere fabulous, just get yourself just a room at a spa.
And let's kind of break these suggestions down one at a time because I want to really talk about those. Because,
Mhm.
like you just said, take a trip, do something. There are ways, because I'm going to give like the cheap ways to do this. Because
Mhm.
I live in Las Vegas, where,
Everything's
girl, ain't
expensive.
nothing cheap.
No.
This is a tourist mecca.
Mhm.
But one of the things that, like, my husband and I, again, another entity that I have is my husband and I have a group together. And we really focus on ways to, you know, bougie on a dime.
Right.
you know,
All on a budget.
and there are ways that you could do a spa trip on the
Mhm.
cheap. If you want to do a spa experience at home, it does not take much. You can go to the Dollar Tree,
Mhm.
get a large Tupperware container that you could put your feet in, get
Mhm.
a bag of Epsom salts, preferably with lavender or mint, because the mint is invigorating, the lavender is relaxing and calming.
Mhm.
There you go for a foot spa, get some lotions and pumice stones and stuff like that. Give yourself an at home pedicure.
Mhm.
Get on Timu or even at the Dollar Tree, they have them.
Yeah.
Get some nails. These
Mhm.
are Timu nails.
Mhm.
I
Sheen has
paid
them as well.
$3.
Um, you can even go to your local hair store and get you some nails,
Mhm.
get you some nail polishes, and kind of just do your own designs. You can go on through YouTube and pick some designs, or Pinterest, pick some designs and try and just do them yourself. Or even cut out while you're watching a nice movie. Something that whatever your favorite movie is, put that on. Get you some
Mhm.
popcorn and just have a relaxing evening. With a glass of wine, glass of juice, glass of water, glass of something, and just have a good night. Or
Exactly.
even like I said, bought on a budget, you can even, you can plan it. If you can plan it out, a lot of times we are able to plan things out, but plan it out where you can um, book yourself a room in your city so you don't have to be at home. And then a lot of times, some of those hotels have indoor pools, indoor jacuzzis, and you can just relax.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have spas in the hotel, and you just be able to just have a relaxing weekend just for you you know take yourself
Mhm.
out to dinner. Doesn't have to be anywhere fancy.
Oh
Get
yeah.
yourself a nice book.
That going out to dinner thing, that makes all the difference in the world sometimes of not having to cook a meal.
Hmm.
And even if it's the end of the day, you have been working all day, you do not want to go out and be around people, DoorDash something.
Hmm.
DoorDash it to your house, and you can set up a great meal experience for you and your family, for you and your significant other. Have a date night with yourself. And I always encourage, especially women, have a date night with yourself. That is so, it
Yeah,
helps you reset.
yeah. And if you do want to try something new, you can look up TikTok, Pinterest, Google, whatever, and a recipe that you always wanted to try, and have an evening with yourself. Try
Hmm.
that recipe out. Do a little cooking, find you a nice movie, and you will be you'll be fine. You'll be awesome. You'll be great. And it's just all about the self care, because and just even get a nice book. There's so many self care books that are out there right now that you can
Hmm.
get, or even a fiction. If you can't afford a book, go to the library. That's how I go and get a library book. I'll read the book, because you have 28 days to keep the book. Take your time to read the book, and then return it and get another book. You know, it's all about balling on a budget.
Well, and another thing is if you have the Kindle app, you can pay, I think it's $10 a month for Kindle Unlimited. And
Hmm.
you can swap out books constantly.
Hmm.
I I love my Kindle. That was one of the best Christmas gifts my husband gave me was my Kindle, and I constantly am swapping out books on Kindle Unlimited.
Hmm. Hmm. Constantly. I mean, like I said, I go to the library, get myself a book, or I'll go on Amazon, get myself a book, um, and be able to just have an evening. If you, like I said, I mean, I know it's not possible for us to do it every single day, but at least take at least one day a week to have at least 1 to 2 hours to yourself, and just relax.
Hmm.
You and believe how you would feel. Even just not to take a nap, but just to have that moment just for you. Nobody's Put your phone on do not disturb. Put your phone on do not disturb, and just have a moment just with yourself. Because a lot of times we forget getting to know yourself. How are you going to expect for another person to get to know you, or show respect or show love or whatever, if you're not showing that to yourself? It's all about the self-care first. Like, make yourself your star player. And even if you get up in the morning, if you want to break it up throughout the day, When you get up first thing in the morning, just have those maybe 20 minutes to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just to sit there and, whether you do, I don't know, you may want to do yoga, or you may want to meditate. It's a time. That's time just set aside just for you,
Yep.
and you can just, you wouldn't believe how great you'll feel after you've meditated for at least 20 to 30 minutes. How your mind is just open. Even go for a walk. I go for walks. I'll put my music, my little playlist in my ear, and I just walk. Before I know it, I walked a mile, and I even realized I walked a mile because I'm
Yep.
just going and getting the fresh air. And that helps you sleep better. That helps you, that helps your overall health. You won't even believe. You probably done, 3 to 4 thousand steps. You don't even realize it already. You did it. So that means not only are you taking care of yourself, your mental health, you're also your physical health.
Mm-hmm.
So it all comes together. It's all like it all combines. It's like a domino effect. It's just breaking itself down.
Well, I've gotten to the point where my husband has 2 days off per week.
Mm-hmm.
Especially right now, that may be changing even because of the holidays. He works in a warehouse for Amazon,
Okay.
so he's busy. And I know that he's going to be home Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, we always have to run around, get the groceries, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I have gotten to a point where Saturdays, since I know we're running around, I know we got a lot of stuff on our plate, I will plan out all my social media for the entire weekend. And then Sunday, I don't even open my laptop unless I have just some ingenious idea for a journal or a shirt
Mm-hmm.
design that I've got to get in Canva right then and there, or I'll forget it. I don't open my laptop. I have all that planned. I do not respond to messages on Messenger. Nothing. The only phone calls and messages I take are from my family back in Colorado. Otherwise, Sunday is the day that I spend with my husband.
And you're resting. You're
Yes,
resting.
we will. I'll do some baking for him, but it makes my house smell good and I love to bake. So
I
that's
do
not
too.
really work. That is self care. And it's helping, take care of my husband as well, which is a priority to me.
Mm-hmm.
But we will watch movies or whatever show we're streaming on Netflix or whatever. We've got all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that becomes priority.
Mm-hmm.
And that setting those boundaries were key. And that is key to self care as well.
Mm-hmm. Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Setting boundaries and using the word no.
And that's hard.
It
That
is hard.
is so hard, especially if you're a people pleaser.
But I've had to learn that person won't have a problem saying no to you. So why should you have a problem saying no to them?
Exactly. Exactly. And I think the hardest part, even more than saying no, is enforcing no.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's easy to say it.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
can
So
say no all
you have
day
to mean
long.
it. You have to mean it.
Yeah. And you really have to draw those lines in the sand and
Mm-hmm.
say, look, this is the boundary. This is the line. If you step over that line, you're gone. I'm done.
You can remove yourself from my table.
And that's hard to do. I am not going to lie. I still struggle with it.
I do too. I do too. But I've noticed that when I struggle and I'm putting my self care in danger, where my self care tank is emptying,
Hmm.
God will step in and say, yeah, let's remove this person, let's remove that person, and we'll do something to make me just sit down and rest.
Well, I'll be honest. I think one of the best things that I did for myself, self care wise, was when we moved. Now, I am not suggesting to anybody up and move a couple states for self care, but moving away from everything that I knew,
A fresh start.
yeah, not only a fresh start, but it seems like because of the distance, when I was in living in Colorado, I constantly, every day from other people, I need this, I need this. Can you help me with this? Can you do this? Blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
I moved two states away, that all stopped. They weren't asking me for nothing anymore.
And how did that make you
Even though it
feel?
was done remotely, nobody asked me for a thing. And at first, I struggled. I felt like, these people didn't really like me for me. They were just using me. They were never my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I struggled with that. That hurt. And I had some deep wounds from that. But now, 6 months later, because I'm not constantly being pulled 50 million directions, I've been able to refocus.
Mm-hmm.
And the merch line that I wanted to do for years, guess what? I have an Etsy store now.
Mm-hmm. Made it happen.
The journals that I wanted to create for years, guess what? I got 2 journals on Amazon now, a third one in the works. I was able to take all of that time that people were pulling from me
And
and put
reinvest
it
it.
towards me and my financial future and my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that hits different. That hits very different.
Oh yeah, and it makes you feel like, if, like you said, at first you struggled, but now you're feeling like, wow, you feel empowerment now.
Exactly. And I got to tell you, when one of my biggest struggles was those people that I thought were my friends that I figured out real quick really aren't my friends because
Mm-hmm.
all they wanted was something from me. And when they couldn't get that, they disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very good to have that removed
Like
because what was that?
calming.
Yes. Yes.
Like the bulk of your stress was that was like the bulk of your stress, and you didn't even realize.
Mhm.
That was the bulk of your stress, was you were dealing with this. And I said I did the same thing where, two people who I thought of friends and sisters, they exited, and at first I was questioning, like, gosh, what's going on here? But I then realized, like, you know what, this needed to happen so I could elevate, so I could, put more time back into me and be a
Yeah.
better person, not just a better person, but a better mother, a better daughter, sister, friend, lover, whatever. That they had to go, they had to be sacrificed in order for me to grow and put more investment into me, because that's the best investment that you could ever make is into yourself. And people don't even realize it.
Yeah.
They realize
I
it when
completely agree.
they sometimes, some people never realize it at all, and they just constantly, it's like a revolving door where they're constantly being a people pleaser. And sometimes, you know what, it's about pleasing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, the self care tip that I'm going to give, and I give this every everywhere. It's one of the best self care things I ever learned. One of the hardest things, and we all do it. We all beat ourselves up. We all tear ourselves down at times. Anybody who says that they have never done it or never do it, that's a lie. Because we all have those moments. It's not an everyday thing, but especially if you deal with depression or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
When you're down, you do it a lot. I've noticed that. And I learned this in rehab. Take 20 minutes and write a love letter to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be, I love everything about me 100%, because that never happens.
Mm-mm.
But especially, as I notice it more as plus size women, but I am, now seeing it a lot in straight size women as well. Of, you have those things about even your physical appearance that you don't like. And I'm going to use myself as the example because I always refer to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have a double chin.
Speaking to a choir, I
I
do too.
I'm not a fan of the double chin. It took me some time to fall in love with my double chin.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because I got a built-in pillow. If I am sitting in my chair watching a movie or whatever and I doze off, guess what? I got a pillow right there. I'm not hurting my neck if I doze forward because God gave me a pillow. But it took me forever to learn to love that. And I wrote myself a love letter. Oh, Neka disappeared. Oh, there you are.
I'm here.
We lost you for a minute. But
I
I
don't.
wrote a
I
love
don't know
letter
this.
solely
Okay.
about the chin.
And
And
how did
once
that make you
I
feel?
learned to love that, I wrote a different love letter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I encourage everybody to do. Write yourself a little love note. Keep it in your phone case.
No
Keep it
one
in
has
your
to see it
wallet.
but you.
Exactly. And when you're having that moment where you're looking in the mirror, you don't you don't like what you see, it doesn't matter what you do. You could do 10 different faces of makeup and you still are not liking yourself. Go sit on your bed, go sit in your favorite chair and pull up that love letter
Mm-hmm.
and read it to yourself. It doesn't have to take 10, 20 minutes. It takes 5 minutes to read a letter.
Mm-hmm.
And we all got 5 minutes.
Yes, because we don't
Hell,
make that's part of your self care, making the time.
But even if you're getting ready to run out the door, you are running late, you got to run out the door.
Mm-hmm.
We all use the restroom. There is no reason you cannot read it while you are taking care of business in the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
Because how many of us play games on our phones while we're
Exactly.
doing
And
that?
yeah, and it's just like how you know you send a good morning to a person, and the person doesn't send a message back, right? And they're like, "Oh, I was so busy." Okay, well, you went to the bathroom today, right? And you had to walk from A to B. Well, it takes literally 20 seconds just to put a GM.
Yeah,
Send. So that's telling you that person's not taking the time. You don't need. They don't need to monopolize your time. They
exactly.
can. You can take that time and put that reinvest that into yourself.
Exactly. It
Okay,
is really all about
yourself is
priorities.
the priority.
And if somebody else is not willing to make you a priority, now I'm not saying other people have to have you top of their list every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But if your friendship with that person is not a priority to them, maybe you need to rethink how much time you are investing in
Yeah.
that friendship or in that relationship. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a partner. But if they are not making you the priority that you are making them, maybe time to rethink.
Oh yeah. And that's all about self care. And you won't realize how great you feel until it's like, gosh, I should did this a long time ago.
So
You know,
now I want to ask you a question.
yes, ma'am.
For you personally, what is your favorite self care?
My favorite self care is I like there's a couple things. Of course I like to read a book. I love to go walking because I really don't like walking on treadmills. I'd rather go walking to get fresh air and to kind of, just to get fresh air, do some thinking. I even like to just, sit on a bench in a park and just sit there, and sometimes I like to, you know, I'll go walking at a mall. Not necessarily buy anything, but just walking around,
Yeah,
just to have some time to myself. There are even times where I would just, I'll sit in the middle floor and just meditate for 20 minutes just to get clarity, gain some clarity of myself.
I
Even
love that.
just putting like my music in my ears and just laying in my room by myself for, especially when it's raining outside, that is like the best feeling ever. And it helps me so much just to calm myself
Hmm.
and get clarity over my day. And I like to end my day like that before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Sometimes with a glass of wine, sometimes not, and just have that moment to myself.
I love sitting and just watching the rain with a glass of wine.
Mhm.
Now, out here, I don't like it when it's like downpour monsoon rain because we get flooding. That's living in the desert. But
Mhm.
yeah, just watching the rain with a glass of wine.
And just hearing it.
Yeah, it's so
Cut all the
relaxing.
lights off in the house and just let it just be just the light coming in from outside. It's like the best ever.
Yep. And if you are in an area where you don't get a lot of rain, go on YouTube, full screen it on your laptop, your TV, whatever device you are streaming YouTube on, and do one of the thunderstorm scenes
Mhm.
and just have it playing. So relaxing. So
It's
relaxing.
it's it's undescribable. It's like the best ever, and it helps you sleep better. The more you
Pink
have, the more
noise will
you.
also help with sleep.
Mhm.
I love listening to pink noise when I'm, especially when you hit that point of you are so tired, you can't sleep.
Mhm.
Pink noise for the win. And I've tried all of them. I've done the brown noise, the white noise, the orange noise. Pink noise will put you into a very deep sleep.
I love it. Oh, I love it. That's like the best ever. Like I said, it just having that moment to myself, you know, it's just like, as long as it's, I mean, if it's at least 10, 15, it can be just 10 minutes. Just having that quietness does wonders for your self care because your self care equals good mental health, helps you with your depression. It just helps you be overall. So then when you're out and about, you're just smiling and you're just having a good time. People are like, why is she so happy? Why is he so happy? I did self care. And then
Mm-hmm.
another self care thing is not caring about what other people's opinions are and not seeking validation. That's
Yeah,
the one of the best things of self care ever.
yeah. And what everybody needs to realize is self-care is not selfish.
Mm-mm.
Prioritizing yourself for 20 minutes, that is not selfish. Now, if you can take it to an extreme. Let's don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
If you are prioritizing yourself over everybody and everything 100% of the time, you might have gone too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you are taking 20 minutes a day
That's not
just
selfish
for
at all. Just
yourself,
just
that,
20 minutes. Just 20 minutes.
yeah,
Even go as far as just just one day, but don't overdo it where you're shutting everybody out
yeah,
because you might be shutting out the wrong people. And those are people that
Exactly.
you actually do need.
Exactly. So I'm going to issue a challenge to everybody out there who is watching this, hearing this. Leave a message on whatever platform you are watching or hearing this
Mhm.
and let me know what kind of self-care you do. And if you're not doing self-care, this is where the challenge comes in. I want you to take 10 minutes and focus on yourself. Focus on relaxing. Do something for yourself
Mhm.
that brings peace.
We want to hear. We want it. We want to know.
I
We want
do.
to know what your forms of self care are,
I want to
and
know
it
everybody's
could be
self.
something that we had never heard of or even thought about. So you might be educating us as well.
Yeah,
Influencing us. So we want to hear it all.
exactly. And if you are following me on Facebook, either on the This Fat Girl Life page or if you are part of the This Fat Girl Life group, I am starting to share self care tips of the day. And they're not like huge, change the world, things like that. It's just a little thing for you to, focus on. A little
It's
tip.
something. It could be the simplest thing. And
Mhm.
you know what? I'll start doing that as well on my social media pages. I will also do at least once or twice a week some sort of self care tips.
Well, and I'd love if you would send those to me because I will post them on my page. Let's
Yes,
put
I need that.
everybody's self care tips on there.
Yes,
I
I
love
would do that.
that. So that is our challenge is to share self care. But my challenge to all of you is tell us what kind of self care you are doing because you might give us some new ideas.
Hmm.
Neka, I want to thank you for having this conversation with me and, really kind of sharing how self care can look in a
Hmm.
non expensive way. Because a lot of people think self care, even, a spa treatment, and they're thinking hundreds of dollars.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be. You could spend $5 at the Dollar Tree
Yes,
and give yourself a pedicure. You could
yes.
go if you want to do like even nicer versions of it. $25 at Sally Beauty Supply.
Hmm.
It does not have to be expensive.
No, it does
It
not.
should never put you in debt.
No, no.
Your
Just
self-care should
walking
not put
outside
you
is
in
free.
debt. Yup. Borrowing a book from the library, free.
Free. Yes.
Watching a movie on a streaming platform that you are already paying for,
There you
free
go.
99 for that day.
It does, yeah, it doesn't go to waste. And what we will do is this idea that I just came up with. We will do maybe a part two to kind of share some of the ideas that we did that we got. We will share them with you all.
You know what? Let's put it on the books now
Yes.
so that we don't forget. Let's do a live stream. What do you
Okay.
think?
I think
Let's
that
do
would be
a live
perfect.
stream in December.
Hmm.
That gives time for everybody to hear this. You've made it through Thanksgiving, and that's key because Thanksgiving, one of the hardest, I think, holidays to really prep for. Because if you are the person who is cooking for Thanksgiving,
That's me. That's me.
and I've got to figure out how to do it now this year for only two people. I'm used to cooking for the masses.
Hmm.
And even just two people, I love my husband. My husband is allowed to prep the greens and chop bacon. He's not allowed to do anything else. I don't let him. I am very picky about my Thanksgiving meal in my kitchen.
Me too. Like I said, I took the week off to be able to just cook the entire week and get my prepping done and all that kind of stuff. Like I cook for two households, so I'm gonna take the week to do it.
So I want to know how everybody's prioritizing self-care with Thanksgiving cooking. So we're going to take everybody's comments. We are going to take our personal experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Let me grab a calendar because I'm gonna put this in my system right now. Benefit of having my iPod right here or my
Yes.
phone because my iPod's almost dead. So, and if I don't put it in my calendar, I will forget.
Yes.
I admit that. Um, Calendly. There we go. So let's look. I totally didn't plan on us doing this, but we're doing it.
Yes.
We are going to look at December, and I'm going to open up a day. How about Saturday, December 9th?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, so Saturday, December 9th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, we are
Yes.
going to go live. We are
Mm-hmm.
going to be in holiday dress, so dress up for the holiday. Wear
Yes.
the funny Christmas head gear, the Christmas earrings, all that. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
Christmas it up. We are going to interject. I need to write all this down. I'm sitting here talking and I'm not writing it down. I can rip this out when I'm done. Where's my
Mm-hmm.
pen?
We're going to have our holiday gear on. The opening credits will be a holiday, will be a cute holiday song, and we're going to let you know what we find, give you the ideas that we were, some more ideas that we have of our own, as well as ideas that you all share with us. And we're going to just be in a holiday spirit of how we can do self-care during the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do more. Maybe we'll be able to be live, that way we can bring you all in for you to give your ideas and do commenting.
Exactly. And we will have some Christmas carols throughout all of it. We're just going to turn it into a little live Christmas party where we can
Yes.
all sit back, and that will be our self care moment. We are going to share our self care with everybody else. And we invite you to share your self care with us.
Hmm.
Because since we're doing it live, we can bring you up on the stage with us to share your self care with us. Give us some ideas. Let us know how you are prioritizing yourself through the holiday season because that is a struggle for every man, woman, and child. It don't matter who
Yes.
you are.
Mhm.
Holidays are stressful, but holidays can also trigger mental health. So we want to help with that and offer this safe space where, you know what, if you are not feeling it and you're not feeling festive,
We're
come
gonna
join
bring it
us
out of you.
with a glass of wine. Come join us. Bring your eggnog.
We're gonna
Bring
bring it.
all.
We're gonna bring it out of you. You have no other choice at this point.
Exactly. Well, Nika, I want to thank you again so much for being here today. It has been a blast.
Yes.
I have one final question. And we talked about this already. You knew it was coming.
Yes.
And because you've also been on one of my other shows, I had to come
Yeah.
up with a totally different random question.
Okay.
So, favorite line from a movie and why? Oh, I think we lost her again. We may have lost her. So we may not be able to get that favorite line, but that's okay. Y'all, I want to thank you so much for being here, for being a part of this fat girl life. I, oh, she's back.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. I don't
You're
know what's going
back.
on. I think I think it's my signal, my internet.
No, it's okay because I was just going to wrap it up and we were going to, work with what we got. But since you're back, I could ask you the question real quick.
Yes.
Favorite line from a movie and why?
Favorite line from a movie. I know this sounds this sounds weird, but favorite line from a movie. From Scarface, "The world is yours,"
I like that.
because that means that it's unlimited. The world's unlimited to you. You just got to know what's up for grabs and what's there for you. Don't just simply take what's handed to you. Take take what is, work for it. Don't just simply take anything anything can be handed to you. It can be garbage, but actually work for what you want, for what you deserve. And that's what he did. He worked for what he wanted. We know, everybody's seen the movie, they know what he did, but he worked for what he felt he deserved.
Yeah.
And that is what people should do, is work for what you deserve. Don't just simply take whatever's handed to you. If you somebody tries to hand you a Niagara water, you don't want a Niagara water, you want a smart water, work for that smart water. Don't just simply take the Niagara water because it was just simply handed to you and you feel like, oh, I don't have to work for it. No, you need to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all about self-care. Working
100%.
Working towards what you want, working for your peace, protecting your peace at any cost.
I like that. Now I gotta watch Scarface again. It's been and now I gotta watch it.
It's like one of my favorite Al Pacino movies, and it actually when it was made, I was like, what, 3-4 years old. I shouldn't have been 3 years old watching Scarface on beta, but whatever. But
It is what
as
it
I
is.
got older and I watched it as an adult, I understood. They all thought because he was simply down here that he didn't deserve anything. Mm-hmm. And he proved them wrong. He worked his way up to up here, and this is where he knew this is where he belonged. He always knew it. He just knew he had to work at it and do wherever it took. I mean, I don't just simply do whatever, but come up with a plan, come up with a strategy to get yourself from here to here, because this is where you deserve. Now, along the way, are you going to lose people? Absolutely.
Yep.
It's all about the mental care, about the self-care. People are going to, in different stages of your life, they're going to leave out of your life. And no reason to question it. They just didn't need to be at your table anymore.
Exactly. Sometimes people only need to be there for a season.
And we make the mistake of making seasonal people lifelong. Mm-hmm. And we shouldn't do that. Once they ran their course, they ran their course.
They may have been just part of that holiday collection. It was there for the holidays. Come January, it's gone.
You can return it with a receipt.
Exactly.
Get a credit.
You might see it again next holiday season.
Maybe.
But you don't need to keep it out year round.
No. So that's basically what a saying that I like to see is the world is yours. The world is here. It's at your fingertips. You've got to work to get where you are, to get where you deserve, not to simply take it because it's handed to you. You need to work for it. And that's where a lot of people lose themselves, because they think they're not supposed to work for anything. They're not supposed to do anything. Just be lazy and say, "Oh, it's going to just come to me because I'm here." No, that's not it.
I love that. Well, Neka, thank you again so much. I am going to set up a Facebook event today for our holiday self-care live.
Yes.
make sure that you are on Facebook so you can look it up and follow us. It is going to be a public event. We are going to be live. I am going to bring on some more amazing guests that are going to help speak self-care into us, and
Mhm.
we are going to have a holiday party,
Yes, I'm gonna
a
find me a
holiday self-care
cute
party.
red shirt with sprinkles on it. Have my nails all done up, so yeah, I'm ready.
I will have the holiday earrings. I may even get some holiday hair and do some holiday hair. Don't know that I'll do holiday makeup because I don't wear makeup very often, but I am going to holiday this up Vegas style.
Yes, and I'll do it Ohio style via Vegas.
Exactly. I will have the eggnog as well. So if you're in Vegas, come to my house. I might have some eggnog for you. But otherwise, we'll just drink it virtually.
Yeah, I love it. Yes, I'm excited. So yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
interested to see what everyone does differently as far as self care.
Me too. So I'll make sure that I get you invited. That way we can both invite everybody we know. And we are going to have holiday self care December
Yes,
15th, 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern.
December 9th, I'll be ready.
Okay. Well, y'all, thank you so much for being here with us. And until next time, enjoy this Fat Girl life.
Thank you. Bye.